Hello and good morning. Okie doke, so let's go ahead and do another couple floors of this thing. So there's nothing to really pick up on floors 4 and 5, at least nothing that I don't already have. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pop off a couple people here. I've been told to bring Royal along on some of the story bits. Apparently they get pissed off if you bring an angel along or something. Not sure what the story is there, but it's something that somebody kind of mentioned offhand. So we'll see what the deal is with that. Now, as I understand the story bits... Hang on, where's the list here? The 3 was a... 3 was a story thing? Okay, I have a feeling that we're going back to San Bronze at that point. No, wait, 3 what? Yeah, 3 was a story thing. I'm an idiot. Thinking of the wrong thing here. But yeah, floor 12 is apparently the next story bit, so that's when he'll be brought along. Let's see. Seems like a usual small walkway kind of map. Doesn't seem like anything terribly threatening. Oh man, this is gonna be one of those ones with the confusing elevations, isn't it? Alright, whatever. No problem. So one thing I've been kind of wondering about, actually I've been wondering about it for a while. I thought the dark stuff had one less range, and I'm not sure if that applies to the missile stuff. Because it doesn't seem to apply to the missile stuff. As far as I can tell, anyway. Yeah, that doesn't seem like there'll be anything terribly threatening, it's just a bunch of squishies. Actually, there probably even wasn't a need to bring Sustina along for this one. She's kind of the resident curb stomper when it comes to stuff with high health. Actually, it's part of the reason that I ended up remaking her character for that Monster Hunter thing. It's like, yeah, she doesn't use a spear in this thing, but that's just more of a personal preference for any game that allows me to have a spear. I'll just use a spear, but this whole setup right here. So she's got all her wind stuff. She's actually... That's right, I was bringing her along so she could get to 34 and get the Notos, but she's got this stuff all on there. Basically, knockback 4, counter 4, preempt. I mean, she usually, over the course of her turn, she ends up hitting like 700 on stuff. Oh, tends to be pretty useful. There's no way that's... Wow, that actually hit and crit. Go figure. I was about to say there's no way that's gonna hit. And you immediately get proven wrong. So I guess this is actually gonna be a map with really high evasions, so Tamuz is probably gonna be pretty useless. He can probably go for the backliners, actually. Come along them lines. And there we go, first one's gone. Accidentally brought along what seems to be a counter to this group, actually. There's just a bunch of casters. And Lucky Star is really good. At least it feels like it's really good. I don't know if it's just a matter of general luck or whatever else. The whole RT and luck bonus thing seems to really just almost carry fights sometimes. Alright. You get a 3? You sure can. There we go. Kill, please. Alright, Xenowine sounds pretty good right about now. There we go. So yeah, lately I've been redoing that Iron Man run. I've mentioned that a few times, but that's on the original game. I kind of wanted to set up a... I mean, I guess I kind of wanted to get a sense for how far I could actually get on that. Before I do the one for the modded version. Actually, I should probably turn down volume a little bit, huh? Yeah, it's like twice as high as they usually have it. Oh, well, that's just a downright bummer. But yeah, so pretty much I was going through the base game on an Iron Man run, hoping to get some sort of sense on... Well, I actually kind of think that this is going to be a good idea, right? Yes. Hoping to get a sort of sense on how far I can actually get on the base game before doing the modded version, like I said. So, yeah. Started doing that the first time. Kind of made a little bit of a mistake and then erased it right around Chapter 3. Oh, also I forgot I gave him the Soul Leader here. Largely because I wanted to see with how high his attack got if he would actually be able to make any use of it, and so far the answer is a definite no. But, point being, the reason why that Xeno wine reminded me of it, kinda given a weird bit of fun lately with the crafting system. Like, okay, for a very, 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 very long time, I kept doing all kinds of different, you know, runs and challenges or whatever, the base game, hoping to figure out what exact thing did they balance it for. And yeah, while the jury's still out on that one, it did at least one thing that's always consistently come up is that it's just fun how they did the shields, which I know is kind of a weird point to get on about as far as that goes. But yeah, the shields are always something that just give a nice happy feeling every time I see them. So like right off the bat you get like Stunproof shields and things like that. They get a lot of these abilities that otherwise you'd absolutely never get, and it almost vaguely explains what they were going for with making those abilities so hard to attain. And really all they had to do to make that system, well, better is they needed to go and put a lot of those shields onto generics, and it almost feels like they thought about it and wanted to, but never actually got around to it. Oh. Sorry, I had a little bit of a weird burp type situation there. But yeah, so it almost feels like they wanted to and never got around to it. So, so what I say by that, there's a couple cases, I think there's only like 2 or 3 fights in which the AI guys show up with crafted equipment. And those fights, well, I mean, they don't show up with anything terribly interesting. I think they have like +1 rings or something. But like if they gave them, you know, if they had formations set up with like specific shields designed for specific things. And in fact, actually, that's really when I was having a conversation with a guy the other day on, you know, which version is like the better version, I was basically saying like, look, every aspect that One Vision does is better, with one exception, and that's the shields. Which, it's mostly because there's other ways to accomplish those things, so you don't need to put them on a shield. I mean, so I guess that just means, yes, it's just better in every way. But I just really like that shield system, is what I'm trying to get across here. Okay. Also, I love that ability right there. It basically allows for warlocks that can run up, hit stuff, push them away, and then you get the real damage to follow them up. Fantastic for these little short walkway type areas. Oh, buddy, you should have just accepted your place at the bottom of that hole. So yeah, now, it's actually kind of funny, because the reason that I liked that shield thing is the same reason that I like pretty much all the equipment setups in One Vision. Which is just the whole, you know, equipment actually matters kind of thing. I don't know. It's like, if one of the big questions I've always had, like, what the hell happened in that design room? Like, what is it that caused them to make so many strange decisions? So, you know, that's an answer I'll probably never get, but it just comes up every time I think about it. Cause yeah, it's kind of funny because they clearly meant to include the whole armor system thing, And I was looking over a spreadsheet that Rakes had put together a while ago, which was like the damage calculation thing. And it was basically explaining all the like seemingly random hidden bonuses and things like that. And one of the things that cracked me up is like that, like they have all of these defensive bonuses, and like, yeah, these basically don't do anything. Like there's just a bunch of ones on here that are for specific types of damage, but they don't go nearly high enough to actually do stuff. Apparently, anyway. Like they only go up a few points, more or less. But yeah, you know, it's still kind of funny. It's kind of weirdly culture porny now that I think about it. But the fact that daggers and katanas apparently get a hidden damage bonus for no apparent reason. Also, by the way, friggin' hoplites that can fly. Yeah, or just really any flying unit with a shield are just hilarious for these maps in either version. I love it. Push everybody in a hole. Loot spreadsheet said that there's nothing to collect here, so rip everybody. I mean, that would have been the result anyway, but now it results in more falling down holes. Guess that's the main point I'm trying to get across here. Also, this ability is amazing. Blunk, dead. And it's a free move. Now they can do this. This is why I like having Ace up at the front here. Dude is ridiculous. I think he's actually the most successful hybrid I've ever had. He's basically a, okay, he's a frontliner class that's basically built for crits. So somehow he's got freakishly high luck to the point, like, with that, with the katana there, he seems to constantly get his extra 50% damage and all that. He seems to constantly hit crits, usually has his resonance thing, so once all's said and done, he actually oftentimes will wind up with pretty comparable damage to, well, that thing's dead regardless. With pretty comparable damage to, let's say, I don't know, like a standard soldier guy. Works pretty good, I think. There we go. But yeah, so I guess on another kind of random note, there have been I think like 4 new people that subscribed recently. So yeah, if you guys were here for this, hello. Not entirely sure where anyone's coming from. Like, it's either this or the AI arena. So, who knows? Either way, hopefully having a good day. Somebody told me that I should go look at the analytics thing to explain who's coming from where. But I tried looking at that thing. I cannot make heads or tails of that mess. It is confusing. Now, personal bet. I think that other Iron Man run there will probably... I have a feeling I'll probably get down to POTD with that save. Maybe a little bit farther than that. But I have a feeling that it'll probably just end with, like, Denim getting kicked off a cliff in the middle of POTD or something. Just an assumption. There we go. Oh, well, dang. The first time Tammuz ever went down in ages. Let's see. Like, what, it took like 5 guys to finally put him down on the ground? Sounds about right. Gotta say, having a flying hoplite is... it feels OP, and I love that. You know what, actually this guy does make pretty good use of the Soul Eater here. Because once Tremendous gets added to it, he can do a pretty absurd amount of damage. Oh, by the way, I failed to mention, she's also kind of a beast with that guitar. It's actually a little bit gross how much damage she can do. I mean, she's already done like 400 plus with that thing on, I think, a guy in medium armor, so... kinda nuts, whatever's causing that situation. You know what? She had points. Could use Nature's Touch. Getting touched by nature sounds more dirty than it is. There's somebody hanging out near a tree. Dead. Yeah, now that we've kind of reached the power creep stage, it's a little funny how, I guess how standout some of the characters have been. Especially the casters are just, like, completely rocking things left and right. Kind of explaining why they never bother using artillery in this world. Granted, they do the same thing in the base game too. But... I don't know what my point was. I forgot what it was. That's okay. Go ahead and stun this guy now. There we go. Oh, you know what would be really cool now that I think about it? Okay, so... I don't think there's any way to implement this, but when you have heavy rain, to A, make, like, knockback an easier thing, but just, like, randomly have an effect. Like, let's say... I don't know if it would do, like, a random dice roll or what. But, which is basically having people moved in one particular direction. Like, say, every, I don't know, 4 turns or so. Making it to the point where people actually couldn't fight on these kinds of platforms in the rain. Or no, you know what? No, instead of being, you know, like they're pushing them around to one particular direction, it's like if they're hit by something, they can be pushed sideways. There's no possible way to implement that. I wish, but there's no way. Fine, I'll stop requesting impossible things. Maybe. I'll think about it. For like 3 seconds and then continue doing so. Ah, well. Eventually one of them will stick and it'll be some brilliant, genius, amazingness thing. Please don't kill him. Okay. You know, I really need to use that friggin' elixir on him. Because now I'm having like a mini heart attack every time he's standing on a cliff and I forgot about it. Is he moving first? Yeah, he's moving first. I'm actually thinking of removing her armor entirely, because she hasn't even gotten to make use of her preempt in a lot of cases. Because with the Tailwind robes, her defense is already really high now. I might want to set her up for offense only. Go ahead and do one of them. Oh, got that Pandero thing. Apparently that was one of the items that was gettable here. Alright, you need your magic time. Probably should have used a 3. Wait, she doesn't have a 3. Never mind. Salamander... Oh, that's... You don't even need friggin' nature stuff on that one. Actually, with nature stuff, she would have been able to do 1,000 plus on that. Probably should have popped it on there just to see what the damage would have been, because it probably would have been like 270 per thing. Aw, man. So close to that 34 for Sistina. Alright, so what do we got here? Floor 7 and floor 6. Any of those have anything good? 6 has musical instruments. Ooh, 7 has fancy things. So there's another Ensanguined Rude. I might pick up one of them. Actually, there's really not a point, because I can just farm that one on the first level if needed. Rabana's Kamencha. I don't know what that is, but I want it. Alright, so 7 it is. Drop a save state. Now, let's see. Arc Dragon... Lawful, elevation 16, right after bridge. Okay. Seems like a good dragon killing party, why not? Got Sistina in it. That looks like our target right there. Man, I wish this music got used more often, it's so good. Yeah, right after the bridge. Lawful, what else was it? 1222. Elevation 16, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's the guy. Oh, by the way, I don't know if it was a specific choice to do so, but it doesn't look like the elemental staffs have that charge 25 on them. I'm assuming it probably was a willing choice, though. Just to kind of give a kind of a reason to use stuff like was it Maletzels or whatever it was called? 'Cause that one's got a 3 charge on it. These ones don't have any charge. I love this friggin' track right here. I think this is probably my favorite battle music. Just everything about it. Kind of reminds me of like a toned-down version of it's called Looming Crisis from FFTA 2. Oh, by the way, there's a reason I didn't have him attack yet. I want him to get around to the other side before he actually does anything. Oh, you guys made a mistake. This is why I always like charging forward with the shamans. Usually they'll go and throw out their first volley at them, and oh man, they come back with the whole Nature's Wrath thing, or Nature's Blessing, or Nature's whatever the friggin' thing is, and then it's all over. Yeah, Nature's Touch, there we go. I feel like it should be called Nature's Wrath, because usually like they get hit by something and then counter something to absolute oblivion. Like right there. I'm gonna think of it. Wait, no, the other item wasn't Ensanguined Rude. I was just saying, thinking rather. Didn't remember what the other item was that you could get here. Whatever, we'll get it if we get it. I'm not too worried about that because I don't have any other skeletons or ghosts or anything. Want that dang dragon for whatever the hell that shiny thing is it's got. Man, she is just way too good for her own good. So is she. This is so friggin' satisfying, though. Like, that whole thing where all this, like, big lead-up to this point. Everyone's been having a hard time keeping up. And finally we start getting into endgame, and everyone's turning into just, like, this friggin' super beast. Like, now that the war is over. Like, oh, hey, everyone's been utterly amazing this whole time. Just didn't tell you about it. Yeah, you know what? I might just keep him with that Soul Eater. Once he gets Mighty Strike going, it is a little bit ridiculous. Also, I guess let's reflect everyone. Started using Salvation more. I don't know, something's missing from that. It's good for what it does. Like, it's a good emergency. You know, I gotta heal right now. I'm standing next to some people that have MP on them. But I feel like it needs. It's not the skill. He doesn't have summons or anything else. It feels like he needs something, you know? Something to actually spend his points on. Because most of the stuff he ends up using are, I mean, as far as I've been able to utilize him, most of the stuff that he uses seems to be pretty cheap. So maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's an opening for some, like, super expensive combination abilities. Like a rock move, you know, that does Cragfall and Petrifog at the same time, or like breath moves, or I don't know, like a fire move that does the misery effect on people. You know, like Firestorm plus Misery. They're just like general combination moves. I don't think a combination ability would be possible, like in double cast kind of thing, but I don't know. Something like that. You fit. That guy sounds like a health program. Also, now that we've gotten into kind of later game, I've seen a lot less use out of stuff like Phalanx. In general, just offense has been the name of the game. Which I guess is intentional. Like, even the Knights have just kind of gone to bashing stuff over the head. More so than setting up formations and stuff like that. Which I guess will happen once everybody's able to fly and move around and everything else. Which makes sense. Oh crap. He just one-shot that guy. Yeah, poor bastard. Got friggin' incinerated alive. Also, I don't know. It feels like, what's it? I wonder if it might be an idea to add that whole, like, later draconic, like, radiance killing effect. I wonder if it would be possible to, kind of auto-exorcism thing, I wonder if it would be possible to add that to, the lower tier stuff, as far as holy stuff goes. I don't feel like there's been a whole lot of reason to keep it around for offensive purposes. But then again, I guess that would kind of also mess with some of the other balance here. Like, one of the main reasons that I keep Kashua as her Dark Priest right now, she puts out pretty crazy damage and also can exercise. So I guess I probably would just end up using her royalty class if she didn't have that. I don't know. No, truth be told, I'd probably still keep her as this, because her summons are disgusting. Alright. What do you have activated? Reflection. Well, I guess that was a whole lot of use. Maybe Reflection should also grant Evade. Just an idea. So now that I think about it, Yuri has kind of taken Tamuza's job here. Because his job was pretty much strictly anti-squishy, with some, like, mild line-holding type stuff going on. Alright. First off, just basic hit. What does that do? Is this gonna be the first ever first-time drop? Nope. Not gonna be it. Nope. Drop your loots. Still no. Alright, what about doing an awesome move from here? Still no. Oh well. Kill this dude then, I guess. There shouldn't be a need to revive anyone here, they should be just fine. Wait a second, did that check have extra range on it? I don't know if it did. I think, but is this even an Arc Dragon? I think it is. I'm thinking the lightning ones. Never mind. Never mind, never mind. For some reason I had it in my head that he was one of the lightning thingies. I guess not. Wrong version of Arc. There we go. This should be the one that allows for properly loot grinding this guy. Please be the thing. Whatever the hell it is that I'm looking for. Nope. Is this the thing? Nope. Also might help if I actually hit the guy, you know? Kind of one of those things. That was a lot of loot drops. Good lord, I'm an idiot. I are moron. Man, where is this darn thing? Give me or whatever it is they're dropping, which is probably a shield, dude. Probably a shield or armor of some description. No, it's apparently rocks. He really likes handing out rocks. Also, kind of sounds like Rakes is making pretty good progress on that. No. Making pretty good progress on the guaranteed drop type update, but it doesn't sound like it exists just yet. He says it'll be pretty easy to set up, but I think he's waiting for some other step or something to actually pull the trigger on that. What is this thing? At this point, it's like less about actually getting the thing and more finding out what it is. Please. Please, Mr. Dragon, be nice. No! Give me your crap. I've shared this story before, but it's kind of funny. On some of these, it literally took less tries to get one of the most expensive items in RS. Like an actual straight-up MMO was easier to get one of its rare items than it was for some of these drops. There's one of them, I think I counted like 78 kills I had to get on a thing. I think it was like 62 that it took me to get the claws in RS. Granted, that was phenomenally lucky, but still. What is your drop? I don't even know if I'm retreading some of the same tiles at this point. Alright, screw it. Let's just go for a full reset here. Yeah. Oh, you know, okay, so I guess while we're mass grinding here, something that came to mind the other day. So I was describing some of the stuff this game did to a friend, and it just occurred to me, like it took a lot of its inspirations from the other games they had worked on, obviously. And so one that kind of stuck out is, I was just thinking about the system they used in FFTA and FFTA 2. With items given particular skills and whatnot. And it kind of makes me wonder if that's why they added, the ability to use some active abilities on certain items, and it seems to just kind of vary on what items are there. And obviously that was there to a certain extent when it came to earlier titles as well. Actually, yeah, she's still there. Like, other TO games and stuff like that. But I mean, like, the ones where you get, some very specific active abilities, like, like Boon of Swiftness or whatever else. Like, I wonder if there's any I guess, cross-inspiration between those sorts of things. Probably not. Maybe I'm just overthinking it completely. But I was very happy with the thought that it, you know, maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing that happens. If it is, it makes me kind of happy. I'm starting to think this is not the right dragon. It's going to be some very similar one that just, like, spawns like, one tile over or something. Dang it, guys, in your weird drop system. Because, yeah, you start over here, right? As it said right on the other end of the bridge. Yeah, right after bridge. Oh, are you kidding me? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It doesn't say right after bridge, it says right after bridge. Yeah, so it's the same frickin' guy, he just spawns over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Yeah. That is the exact tile that he spawns to. Alright, screw it. See you next time.